Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome.
Yeah, I think Elizabeth is frozen for a second.
At least she's smiling though. That's a positive.
Elizabeth just texted me and said her house lost power all of a sudden. So she's trying to
Oh,
hop on her phone
okay.
to run the call. Sorry about that. Technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Yay, you're back. You're muted and sideways.
Okay, let's try. Okay.
There we go.
I'm
That's
sorry. I
better.
was trying to go landscape. Oh my goodness, you guys. I started talking and I was getting so excited about Freedom Studios. And I was like, why is no one matching my energy? Because I was frozen and my whole house has lost power. What a moment. Okay, we're gonna find it again. I am here joined by Beth from Freedom Studios. Let's stop even just acknowledging me and my technical difficulties. Beth, would you introduce yourself to these women who are, by the way, you're in such a like-minded company of the most compassionate women who love using products to make the world a better place, to touch lives. So can you just share about yourself and I guess, you know, you were talking about your desk and shipments and just your beautiful role at Freedom Studios.
Absolutely. My name's Beth Gamble, and I'm one of the co-founders of Freedom Studios. We started back, well, officially launched in end of 2019, and then like came up with our name at the beginning of 2020. My fellow co-founders are my sister, Kristen, and then Penny, who owns a boutique here in town. So I'm a co-founder, and then I just manage the day-to-day operations and just get to work alongside the women every day. And it's a true honor and privilege. So yeah.
I love that. We know a lot about family co-founders around here.
Mhm.
Can you share a bit about your journey founding Freedom Studios? Was it a moment that led you guys to decide, okay, this has to be what we do, or a culmination of moments? What triggered this journey for you?
Yes. So for me, I was in a very vulnerable situation. I had a 3-year-old and newborn twins at the time. My former husband was in the military, and just my world came crashing down. I took 2 suitcases and drove back to South Dakota, across the country, and just found myself in a situation that I never thought I would be in, never dreamed that my life was going to go that way. And I grew up in South Dakota, so I had family here, and that's what led me to come back. And shortly after moving back, I had attended a luncheon that Call to Freedom, our ministry partner, put on. And they were talking about for survivors just how hard it is to conceptualize even where to begin to start over, and how employment was just such a need due to either addiction issues, criminal records, gaps in resumes, different, just a variety of issues. And although was not trafficked, my situation was different, but I could relate to how hard it is to start over again. And I saw the need and I felt like we could do something about that need. I was making candles as a hobby for like 10 years prior to this. So it was just something I loved to do. And I knew how like therapeutic and calming it was.
Yeah.
And so initially I just saw it as almost like an occupational therapy type of thing. And then a way that they could start to get back on their feet. And so that's how it truly started. We did, like I said, my kids were really young. So like we would do work shifts in the evening. I had a college girl that would come and help me and babysit in the evenings, and we'd do like 5 survivors come for like a work shift of 2 to 3 hours. We started very small, and with the heart to just not only help them, but then raise awareness in the community with just a tangible product that they could hold in their hand and be like, this was made by someone, and this is a practical way that I can help.
Yeah.
So we started with just our Freedom Candle. We launched that in like Christmas of 2019, and then it just grew from there. And truly looking back, it's one of those things where you just know God has just led every step, one step of the way. And so I never could have planned it. I didn't want my life to go this way, but I could see how he truly will use everything that we go through for good somehow. Like he just weaves just something beautiful in every part of our story. And so yeah, I feel like I can relate. I can be a listening ear. And we truly provide the opportunities, but they are like, I love what you guys put on your website, how they are the heroes of their own story. And it's so true because they're the ones showing up every day, beating addiction, learning budgeting, like learning all of these practical skills that they maybe never thought that they could ever see themselves in that place and actually provide for themselves. And actually, all of our employees are single moms, so that's huge too. Is like not only providing for themselves but for their children and just creating a new future. So yeah, it's been a journey. And one really cool thing too is so we made the decision to start with the Freedom Candle. The boutique owner that I was telling you about, our co-founder, she had a private label line called Simply Perfect Sunday. So you'll see that on like some of our products. It's number 8 and number 9. That was produced by a company in Mississippi. The month that we decided to do this, that company was going out of business and wanted to sell all of their equipment, all of their formulas. So it was just, we were able to step into that. We went down there, learned everything, bought all the equipment, and we were able to just launch here in South Dakota. So yeah, it was just one of those things we never could have pre-planned, but just following the leading one step at a time. So
That's amazing.
yeah.
You painted this beautiful picture of the very early days of Freedom Studios, you and a few survivors making candles for a couple hours. Can you tell us about that season? Like, I'm sure other women are also wondering, how did you connect with these survivors? What was it like meeting with them for the first time? You mentioned being a listening ear. What were some of those first conversations over candles like?
Mhm. So with connecting with that ministry, Call to Freedom, they would have case managers come along, just make sure that they were safe. We were all safe and comfortable. And yeah, I think it's just providing a place where people feel accepted and where we understand potential trauma triggers, and just doing something positive for themselves. So with those first few work shifts, it was very like small increments of time. where it was
Mhm.
just like for them truly just some extra spending cash. Like that's all it was, you know, and then from there we built upon that where it's like truly where they're able to provide for themselves and plan for the future. And so yeah, for the typical work shift, it's we just accept them as they are, you know. And what is so amazing is these are some of the most talented, hardworking women that I've ever met. So I think it's just truly providing an opportunity to for them to shine and to
Mhm.
like rebuild their confidence after they've been beat down or locked in a basement or just like some of the worst things you could imagine, helping them see what they're capable of
Yeah.
again. So,
Yeah.
and we truly, through our products, like we have a lot of attention to detail. We want to be
Mhm.
excellent in all we do. And so
Yeah.
I think that confidence does come through feeling good about what you're making too. So,
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Um, the quality of product and that level of excellence is absolutely there. Are survivors involved in multiple areas of your production, or do they focus on like the actual candle and the pouring itself?
all different all different kind of scenarios. So like we have one lady who's been with us since the beginning of 2020 and she's kind of in a shift leader mentorship type of role. So
Great.
she can do everything. We have a lady who just started 2 weeks ago. She's in the emergency housing, just kind of like she's been out of her situation about a month. And so like she is just wicking the tins, right? Like wicking the candles, putting the wicks in there right now. And it's like kind of just see what they're comfortable with and then build upon that. So,
Yeah. Yeah. That's amazing. You
mhm.
have so many beautiful products in your product line. Are there favorites that stand out to you or ones that you would want to talk about here and make sure all of these women know about?
Sure. Okay, well, around the holidays, like for Thanksgiving, I love pumpkin clove. It's one of my absolute favorites. For Christmas, I love our evergreen scent. It's very similar to, I don't know if you've heard of Fraser Fir by Times. It's like pretty much spot on for that, but it's clean. We only use phthalate-free fragrances, soy blend wax. So we feel, actually, that's what got me into candle making to begin with. I was pregnant with my first child and I was like, I want to know what I'm burning in my house. And so,
Yeah.
so all of that is important to me. And I love our bubble bath, like our number 8, number 9 bubble bath. It makes such a great gift too around the holidays, and it's very sudsy and just, you know, I feel like as women, we all need to take time for ourselves and just kind of like recharge to be our best selves, you know. So, so those are some of my favorites. Um, yeah,
I love that. You've mentioned number 8 and 9 a couple times. How would you describe the difference to them if to the woman who's maybe not really experienced either?
absolutely. So number 8 is a little bit more, I would say gender neutral a little bit. It's a little bit more deep and earthy. It's got notes of like patchouli and there is florals in there. But number 9 is a little bit more feminine. It's sweeter. It's like toasted sugar, fig, and sweet tobacco. So I
Mhm.
would say number 9 is probably our better seller, but some people swear by number 8 too. So just kind of
Yeah.
depends. Yeah.
Yeah. I love that. Shifting gears a little bit. Um, the women here are far more knowledgeable than I would say most people are about human trafficking as a whole.
Hmm.
Um, but even still, I think it's very normal for people just by default when they think about human trafficking for it to be something that happens in like a far off place or even just like survivors of things that are really hard, like around addiction. Like, I think it's hard for us to realize how close to home those things can really hit. Is there something that you would want, um, not just us to know, but I guess us and the greater world to know about survivors that, I don't know, that might not be normally talked about?
Hmm. I feel like there is no stereotype. Like we've seen a wide range of women. Um, So I don't think it's, yeah, I don't think you can like put a certain type of person in that category.
Yeah.
I think there's maybe a vulnerability to be loved or accepted. But no, I think just be aware, like don't judge. Like somebody who is maybe on has struggled with addictions, there's probably a reason why
Yeah.
that they're trying to numb the pain of what they've gone through.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I would say just don't turn a blind eye to people in
Mhm.
need and um, point them in the right, like I would always say, just find the proper, like go to the proper channels of people who can truly help, you know? So that's where like the nonprofit that we partner with, they just do such amazing work as far as like the counseling and the treatment and just really knowing how to best help these women.
Yeah.
So but yeah, there's all different races, all different ages. I would say here in South Dakota, the reservation is a really, you know, the Native American reservations. It's just the challenge out there.
Mhm.
But we have women from all different states too that have
Mhm.
come in emergency situations. So
Mhm.
um, yeah, it's a lot more
That's
prevalent than I ever realized it was. And like growing up in the Midwest, you think, okay, that doesn't happen here. Like we're all a small town,
yeah.
everybody's safe. And
Yeah.
it happens a lot more than what people would realize. So,
Yeah. Well, I appreciate that, your call for just compassion and to remove any judgment. This is definitely a circle of women who are very happy to amplify that message even further. So thank you
yeah.
for sharing that from your perspective and your experiences with these beautiful survivors.
Mhm.
Could you speak to, if you had to summarize Freedom Studios' mission. Can you share that with us so that we can, from directly from your words, just help amplify not only the beauty and the quality of your beautiful products, but also how would you want us advocating for your mission?
Absolutely. Well, so we always say our mission is to unlock a new and better chapter in the lives of survivors through empowerment, training, and economic independence. And so, yeah, we try to do that just through job creation and then just being a safe and supportive and trauma informed environment. We
Yeah.
can't solve all their problems. We can't, you know, like we can't take away all of the hurt and the pain, but we can listen, we
Mhm.
can encourage, we can point in the right direction. And that's what we really aim to be, is just a safe and stable place where
Yeah.
like we can provide stability. But there might be a lot of other factors in life going on, but you know, we can provide stability and empowerment. So that's what we aim to do.
I love that. How have you seen filling that gap in that hole of job creation and financial independence? How have you seen that impact people's lives in filling that gap in that hole?
Oh, I mean, it's huge. It's from like living in a homeless shelter to being able to like get their own apartment and
Yeah.
gain custody of their kids. The reunification is just so near and dear to my heart, and so that's what it's all about for us. Is like
Mhm.
for some women who were told they would never be able to see their children again, to then
Mhm.
be able to be like they're safe, they're stable, and
Mhm.
they can be the mom that they want to be. That's
Wow,
that's what we're here to do. So um, yeah, it's very rewarding.
that's beautiful. That's amazing. That is another aspect of job creation, and particularly for survivors here in the United States that um, we don't talk about a lot or enough, I feel like. So thank you for bringing that added, very emotional, um, and necessary element to this conversation. When you think about Studios and Freedom Studios over the next few years, is there a dream or a goal that you guys are working on that we can maybe come alongside you in by just promoting your products?
Oh, that's so amazing. Um, yeah, my goal has always been to, for every woman that needs a job, we would hope to fulfill a role for her who needs
Mhm.
and wants one, you know. And so
Yeah.
um the more people that we can help through job creation, the better.
Yeah.
We're really thrilled. We just moved into a new location, so it's like double the square footage of where we were in our tiny little studio downtown. So we're right next to our ministry partner, Call to Freedom. We're in the building right next door, um, which has just been so wonderful to just have a little bit more space. And then they can, like after their shift, go right next door and meet with their case manager or um, grab, they have a little closet there where they can shop for free and like go
Yeah.
and grab something for their kids. And so,
Yeah.
yeah, so that's been a big blessing. But now that we have the room, I feel like we have the room for more people here too. So that's my
Yeah.
most immediate goal is to just hire more women.
Yeah.
And we have been consistently busy, so we need the help too.
Oh, good.
Yeah, yeah. So
Well, hopefully we can make you a little bit more
that'd be
busy.
wonderful. We so appreciate our partnership. It's been such a blessing. You guys have been great. So thank you
Thank
so much
you.
for
Oh,
all of you.
it's our honor and our pleasure. I'm so proud to have those products on our website. Um, being very sensitive to anyone, and you can absolutely keep this anonymous, but is there a story of a survivor in particular that stands out to you, maybe encourages you to keep going on in this important work, that you'd be able to share with us today?
Absolutely. I mean, each woman is so inspiring. So I could just like kind of lightly gloss over a few different stories, but so like our survivor mentor, like shift leader, she came out of just a terrible trafficking situation. Um, it's a miracle she's alive, but um, kind of through her local government where she was at. So just there was like a whole lot of level of corruption and like abuse there too. That's um, I don't know, traumatized. Like that's just it's hard to believe that something like that could even happen. Um, but yeah, she from just being told she'd never see her children again to being in her own apartment, gaining custody of her kids. And then her children have just had like major medical issues too. So back surgery, open heart surgery, um, been in like a behavioral health situations. And so like helping her through all of those situations has been, we just counted a true blessing to walk alongside her and help her be the mom that she wants to be to her kids. There's also been like relational trafficking, so like through someone's former husband, and then all that comes into that with them having children together, and then trying to be the parent that she can be without just navigating all of that.
Yeah.
And just the lack of confidence that somebody experiences when they've been through that, like relationally,
Mhm.
um, to just help them see their worth again and who God has created them to be, and that it's not performance or anything. It's just you are valuable who you are. And
Yeah.
so yeah, that's just been really rewarding. And then um, yeah, we have different women who are in the safe house that are just like our safe house women are usually most like emergency situations, like just kind of starting out. And then we kind of like gradually help them just become a little bit more independent and stable. And so, yeah, like through some of those situations, it's like, how do you even function after something like that?
Yeah.
Like being locked in a basement or being, completely abandoned out in a field somewhere. Like, how do you find a new normal? And so
Yeah.
that we just aim to just provide stability and listening and yeah. So those are some stories without giving obviously too many details, but they're they're truly the most like inspiring women I've ever met. So I've counted it just an honor and privilege to be able to work alongside them. And that's
Yeah.
what I see it as. Like we're all working together towards a common goal. So
Yeah. That's beautiful. You had mentioned the shelter. How many women are usually in that shelter?
I think it houses 13, it's like 12 or 13.
Okay,
And
wow.
they have so originally the safe house was just like one bedroom suites. And then they found that a lot of these women have children and they need to be in a safe
Yeah.
place with their children, where like homeless shelters, sometimes they're re-exposed to other situations.
Yeah.
So they have the capacity. There's one, two, and three bedrooms there. And so it's wonderful too, because it's safe for families. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah. That's amazing. So you mentioned it's typically women who are newer to your program. They haven't built up that stability or financial independence yet. So it's kind of it sounds like a safe, beautiful stepping stone between
Yeah.
where they were and where your program helps get them to be.
And they just built it like 2 years ago. So it's brand new. I mean, they're
Wow.
literally coming off the streets to just a beautiful, safe haven, is how I see it. So they'll have the women's at the safe house, and then they also have outreach clients. So once they are more independent and able to, have their own place, then they become an outreach client. So they still receive services and support, but then they're a little bit more on their own too. So.
That's wonderful. I want to be mindful of your time, Beth, but before we go, I wanted to ask, especially at this time of year when your products are such perfect gifts to give, what would you say to anyone who, maybe is looking at the website, considering purchasing or gifting something within the Freedom Studios line? What would you want them to know?
I would just want to say thank you because your purchase really does make a difference. There are hands that are making it that it's truly a labor of love for them, and it's a practical way for them to better themselves and their families. Um, and your support means so much because we would not be here without customers like yourselves, customers and partners. So just thank you so much. And we hope that your hard-earned money, that when you enjoy the product, that you love it as much as we do making it. So
I know they will. I can speak from firsthand experience. I know they will. Thank you so much, Beth. Thank you for not only your time today, but also for giving us the opportunity to come alongside you and the beautiful survivors that you work with. Without someone saying they're placing an order right now. I love that.
that's so sweet.
We just to think that without you and without Freedom Studios, we wouldn't have the opportunity to come alongside these women in South Dakota would be so heartbreaking. So thank you for everything that you do day in, day out to give us the opportunity to just link arms with them through you. And thank you for beautiful products too. They're absolutely amazing.
Thank you so much. Well, it's been a joy. Thank you guys so much for your time today.
Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Thank you, everyone. Bye.
Bye.